to our series, Twin Flames, A New Earth. And today we're talking about prisons and rehabilitation. And on the New Earth, you will find that prison is a different thing entirely, that rehabilitation is specifically from, drugs or alcohol or addiction, or from being really out of order in your mind. This is a different beast entirely. Instead of treating the problem, in the New Earth, we will resolve the problem. Instead of prisons being a punishment for doing things wrong, prisons will be a opportunity to rehabilitate a sick person who has come out of harmony with society as a whole. And the goal of prisons, instead of a punishment to make you so miserable that you don't want to do the thing again, which generally doesn't really work, prisons will become centers for rehabilitation and treating people to resolve their problems.
Right. And I think the prison guards will also feel a lot better too.
Everyone will feel better, and the taxpayer will feel a lot better.
The taxpayer will feel better.
And the justice system will feel a lot better.
Justice will feel good.
There will still be a justice system in the New Earth, and for a long time, until our society has matured greatly, there will still be need for a justice system, for a long, long time, until society itself is so powerful and so mature that justice happens immediately, and that no one really in society wants to commit crimes anymore. Because laws are in harmony with, and this is a great thing also to bring up, in the New Earth, laws will be in harmony with the human heart. They'll be in harmony with, God's law.
Right.
With universal law.
Divine order.
Divine order.
Divine truth, yeah.
And they will be written as such, an understanding of what divine order is. An understanding of the laws of divine order, the laws of karma, for example. And victims will be treated, as people who are sick, just the same as, the perpetrators,
Yeah. This is already, happening, what are they, the Jehovah's Witnesses. They came to our house recently, and we were talking with them in our living room. And they told us that, heaven is a system of government.
Yeah, the kingdom of heaven. What's a kingdom? A kingdom is a system of government. And the kingdom of heaven is, and heaven on earth is a system of government. And
so I thought that's interesting because, in my heart, I've always kind of known this because when I've spoken to God about, what happens to a person who dies and goes to the other side, and especially someone that's, lived a troubled life, say you die in prison, well, when there's a rehabilitation on the other side, just because you drop a physical body, it doesn't mean that energy just evaporates and it doesn't exist, that you don't exist. You continue on, and you continue on in that same frame of mind, that same state of being. That's why suicide is not the answer, because the joke is on you. Sadly, your pain didn't change. Nothing changed for you. You just left your body.
You have to change within.
You got to change within. And so, there's this idea is already implemented on the other side. So before a soul reincarnates, typically there is a rehabilitation period, especially for souls who are really messed up, troubled, people who've had deep mental illness, or a lot of crazy suffering. And so that idea needs to apply to Earth, because there's no difference between here or there. And so if we can rehabilitate souls on this side, then the healing and the ascension will quicken, rather than having to wait for that rehabilitation on the other side. And and a soul can, of course, relapse. When they incarnate, they can relapse from that rehab.
So this justice system, if you commit a crime, you'll incur a debt to society, and they talk about this in the criminal justice system. I'm paying my debt to society by going to prison. Well, you'll still have to pay your debt to society for not only the crime you committed, but the rehabilitation that society is going to give you to bring you back into order. And so you will have to pay that back. That's a law of karma. And society will know that, and society will be in harmonious relationship with people who are committing crimes, in society. But instead of society thinking of this person as evil or bad or wrong, they'll just see them as someone who's unwell within.
Someone who needs help.
It's a cry for help.
It's a cry for help.
And while we're not going to baby these people which would encourage more crime, whenever people want to get attention from society because they're feeling like they're not good enough or they don't have enough, society is going to make them pay their debt, which it is what it is. It's not a fun thing to do, but it will bring them back into balance and order with society, and it will also allow them to return to society healthy and ready to be a productive member of society again, free of debt. And so coming out of prison in the new earth, it won't be a stain on your record. Instead, it will be nothing, as if nothing ever happened.
People understand that you are obviously now rehabilitated,
and you'll be monitored to the point where society can trust you again.
Right.
And there may be egregious things where society feels like there's nothing they can do to trust you again, and so you'll live your life out paying that debt to society, and that that may happen, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
But we'll see a much healthier relationship between societies and its criminals, and the rehabilitation of its criminals. And so the criminal justice system won't be a massive financial drain on society. Instead, it will be a necessary component of society to keep it running in a healthy way until society matures to the point in the new earth where it has no need of a criminal justice system. That system is intimately integrated into the cultural fabric itself, and it no longer needs a separate apparatus which we pay for independently, because we don't have that apparatus within our own, in every home.
Right.
So I also want to talk about rehabilitation of drug addicts and instead of in the new earth, all drugs won't be legal. Like drugs like cocaine, for example, or heroin. They'll still be highly controlled substances, and they won't be part of the new earth because these drugs are not helpful to people. They're designed to help you check out, depart from reality, numb out. And there may be derivative uses in pharmaceutical applications where it's highly monitored by a certified professional, medical professional, scientist or a doctor, and that may occur. But these recreational drugs, they're not going to be part of a new earth. Not these specific heavy ones that I listed. In the new earth, we'll have a healthy relationship with these substances. Alcohol will still be there, marijuana, it'll be there until people realize that it's not that fun actually, and we have better things that we can do with our day than be smoking or consuming marijuana in some way. Right.
And we're going to talk about healing in the next video, but for people that use marijuana as medical reasons,
it can be helpful today.
It can be
but
today.
Altogether will eventually transcend.
There's going to be a new healing system that is already being implemented on this earth, and so we'll talk about that.
So we'll see substance abusers as, once again, just very sick people who are using drugs to get away from the real problems that they're experiencing within themselves. And society will have very successful and useful tools to treat and heal these people of their addiction, so that they can move forward and become a healthy, productive member of society once again. So in the new earth, drug users and criminals will not be stained as such for life, because we'll have tools that help these people truly heal, truly transform, and truly reform. And it all starts if you've got a family member or a close friend or a relative or someone that has died or has their has had their lives impacted or turned upside down from crime or drug abuse or addiction, you can help heal that. If this is something you really care about, I just want to point you once again back to the twin flame journey. And it's so amazing that just loving your twin flame and coming into harmonious union and the spiritual inner journey of the twin flame journey is one that can bring this new earth and is bringing this new earth to be, that will heal addiction and will heal this criminal problem that society has, and heal criminals and criminal mindsets, so that we have a healthy, functioning, balanced society made up of healthy, functioning, productive, balanced people.
Yeah. Amen.
So thank you so much for
you.
joining us in this juicy video.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Make sure that you hit that like button if you enjoyed what you saw, and we'll see you in the next video in the series.
We'll see you again.
Take care.
Bye, guys.